Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we have been speaking about the politics of the Republic of Kenya, there are some issues that we have been touching about more so. One topic revolving around the governor of Siaya, Governor James Orengo. But many have defended Raila Amolo Odinga and said that the involvement of Raila Amolo Odinga and James Orengo, there is no card that one President William Ruto and the allies have against one James Orengo. But some sentiments that were made by one Oscar Sudi brings me to the question of how much does Raila Amolo Odinga trust William Ruto with the ODM party? And what is the end game of Raila or of William Ruto with the ODM party? I want you to listen to this sentiment made by one Oscar Sudi while he was being interviewed by one Koge investor who is an interviewer who owns a podcast of the Mount Kenya in the Kikuyu language, and I want you to listen to it. Alisema kwa hiyo information, unajua Orengo anakunywa changa kwa sababu mpaka jioni. Sio kwa kuaminika. No, sasa mimi nakwambia ukweli, sio ndio usipate. Anakunywa anatembea na Tamos. Ikiwa na changa. So Orengo na unajua Orengo nikifuata ndani vizuri, okay, atakianga Raila kitu mzuri. Haya. Akionanga Raila kama anataka kufuga hivi, akona kasoro fulani tu hapo. Yaani ni mlevi ya changa. So usimlaumu achana na Orengo, sema ingine. Tuulize swali lingine. Kanisa. Yes. Now, that is Oscar Sudi asked about James Orengo. He said that James Orengo doesn't like Raila Amolo Odinga when Raila seems to be having good things coming in there in his way. But let me ask Oscar Sudi a question, or let me ask you as a follower of Raila Amolo Odinga. Who best do you trust with Raila Amolo Odinga between William Ruto and James Orengo? James Orengo put aside his ambitions for ever running for presidency because he ran for presidency in the year 2002. He supported Raila Amolo Odinga in the year 2007. In the year 2005, James Orengo and Raila Amolo Odinga came together to form the ODM party to strengthen, to bring together the Luo Nyanza region. And they did. And he went ahead to lobby his support for the first time in the year 2007 for Raila Amolo Odinga to become the president of the Republic of Kenya. When Raila Amolo Odinga's victory was stolen, James Orengo fought so hard to ensure that Raila Amolo Odinga regains his seat as the president of the Republic of Kenya until when Kofi Annan came to negotiate. And James Orengo was there on the table on those that drafted the Nusu Mkate government between Raila Amolo Odinga and Mwai Kibaki. In the year 2013, when Raila Amolo Odinga lost against Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, James Orengo was in court representing Raila Amolo Odinga, fighting for Raila Amolo Odinga's presidency. In 2017, the same thing. In the year 2022, the same thing. And you tell me a nuisance like Oscar Sudi comes and tells us what is best for the ODM party, and we sit down and clap. How gullible can we be, my brothers and sisters, who have for the longest time supported the ODM party? I want to ask you that question. I will go back to the words of Rigathi Gachagua. One time, Rigathi Gachagua in an interview told us that one President William Ruto had taken an oath and sworn to him that he will destroy ODM party, and by the time that he comes to vie for the 2027 general election, ODM will be as good as dead. Are we together? So when you correlate this information that was relayed to us, I wonder how gullible can Raila Amolo Odinga be? I mean, we know, yes, Raila Amolo Odinga is a political con. He does that for the sake of his survival in the Kenyan politics. But at this time, Raila Amolo Odinga put a rope on his own head. Why am I saying that? Go back and look at the history of Raila Amolo Odinga's handshakes. The first handshake was with Mwai Kibaki in 2007, in 2008. That was the last term that Kibaki was serving as the president of the Republic of Kenya when Raila Amolo Odinga became the prime minister. In the year 2018, and first let's leave 2018. Let's go back to 2002. In 2000 and 2001, that is when Raila Amolo Odinga joined Moi's government, and he had a handshake with Moi. Are we together? That was the last term that Moi was serving as the president. In the year 2018, when Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was in power and was finishing his term as the president, he got where? He got into an handshake with Raila Amolo Odinga. Now, the fourth handshake is this one with William Ruto, which came very early. And let me tell you, William Ruto is not a fool. He is the greatest political con also. These are two con men and they are playing the game of con. Allow me to diverge into it. Once Oscar Sudi speaks and diverges into this matter, telling us senior counsel Agre Bob James Orengo is a drunkard, a man we respect, a man who fought for the democracy of the Republic of Kenya. And you sit down as an intellectual and listen to such nuisance, that is when you demean the profession that James Orengo represents, and you also demean the democracy that James Orengo fought for from the year back in 1992 until date. Are we together? Now let's go back. William Ruto accepted the MOU between him and Raila Amolo Odinga very early. Are we together? It is very early because it is the first 2 years of William Ruto as the president of the Republic of Kenya. Raila amezoea kupewa handshake watu wakikamilisha term. But William Ruto alimpea hii handshake mapema sana in his first term. Many thought that William Ruto was doing a self-sabotage to himself. But with quoting Gachagwa's words, William Ruto knows what he is doing with Raila Amolo Odinga. Bringing Raila Amolo Odinga into the table this early is because he wants to fuel internal dispute inside ODM. And you know, if ODM falls, Raila Amolo Odinga has fallen. Are we together? ODM ikigawanyika, ODM ikianguka, that is the head for the dominance of Raila Amolo Odinga in terms of politics. His greatest legacy, it is not the democracy nor the constitution nor the multipartyism. The greatest legacy of Raila Amolo Odinga is the ODM party, because it is the strongest party we have in the Republic of Kenya. Even ODM has beaten the dominance that Kanu had. Are we together? Now, if William Ruto is able to dissect and dismantle ODM through fueling in a dispute, having people like James Orengo being thrown out of this party, that means he has killed Raila Amolo Odinga's legacy. And once Raila Amolo Odinga's legacy is down, let me tell you, in the year 2027, if William Ruto by any case is elected in government, he will not be with Raila Amolo Odinga. And if he will be with Raila Amolo Odinga, 1 year after taking the government in the year 2027, William Ruto will throw Raila Amolo Odinga na vifaranga vyake wote outside the government, because they will be of no use to William Ruto. William atakuwa ameikata ODM mara tatu ine, ameitawanya. The opposition will be, I mean, the best thing that can happen to Raila Amolo Odinga today is him taking a stand and declaring that from now onwards, I and my ODM party have declared the MOU signed between Raila Odinga and William Ruto null and void. And he goes back to starting his campaign. But as he continues to be in this marriage with William Ruto, expect a lot, and I mean a lot, of disrespect and a lot of division within ODM. Sasa tunaona Sifuna anatoka, tunaona Orengo ndio huyo, mzee Profesa Nyang' Nyong'o ndio huyo, akina Moses Kajwang ndio hao, Babu Owino. So which means ODM is literally dead. And that is why these people are speaking with a lot of confidence. They know what they are doing to the ODM party. Imagine somebody like Oscar Sudi, a class 3 dropout, calling James Orengo a drunkard, eti anabebanga chang'aa kwa janga. Yet we have seen videos of this guy drunk akirombosewa kwa klabu hata akiwa ajielewi. And you come to tell us about it. I mean, you come to tell us about James Orengo. But respect, and we dare say that if there is somebody that is supposed to be respected, is agreeable James Orengo, senior counsel, because this man remains to be one of the greatest legal minds that we have had in the profession of legalism in this country. So mtu ambaye aliachia bana, you make, I mean, I want my fellow brothers, my fellow Luo Nyanza brothers and sisters, I am literally shaking in my boots listening to this man disrespect people who have represented our community to the farthest head. I mean, how come on earth can we even tolerate such nonsense? Huh? They say that James Orengo should apologize to William Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga. Sudi anapaswa apigishwe magoti, achapwe viboko huku kwa visigino akiapologizia James Orengo. And I rest my case.